Good evening, sir. Good evening, one and all present here. So, with you,
I am now co-host. Good evening. How are you? Fine.
yes, sir.
Uh,
Sir,
We
with your
can wait. We can wait for 5 minutes because I don't think only 45, 46 participants have joined. Today is the first day. If you agree, we can wait for 5 to 6 minutes
fine, sir. Fine, sir.
and
We
then we
can.
can start. Huh?
Okay, okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello.
I think you may start now if you want.
Okay, sir.
Waiting for you to join, just couldn't find you here, I think.
Hello. Welcome. How are you? Fine.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm absolutely fine. Yes, Jyoti, you can begin. Sir, if you have, can we begin if we have your permission to begin?
Because I was thinking that we have about 57 participants. So
I
maybe.
think so. By the time we'll take 10 minutes. So,
ठीक है.
okay, so we'll begin the program. Dr. Jyoti, you can.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Good evening, one and all present here. It is my great pleasure to warmly welcome all of you to the 56th batch of NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program. This program, scheduled from 21st May to 30th May 2026, brings together educators and academicians to reflect upon and understand the vision and implementation of national education policy. Although we are beginning the FDP with this session, the formal inaugural session will be conducted by Professor Vimal Rar ma'am during today's second session. This program being organized by under UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, formerly known as GAD-TLC Center, at SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi. Uh, this program is being organized under this program is being conducted in collaboration with Shobhit University, Gango, Uttar Pradesh, under the guidance of Professor Bhuta Singh Sindhu Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, and Katni Arts and Commerce College, Autonomous, MP, under the guidance of Dr. Jay Chadha Sir, Director and Principal of the Institute. Um, we are deeply grateful to our patron, Padam Bhushan Sardar Tarlochan Singh, Chairman Governing Body, SGTB Khalsa College, DU. We are also fortunate to have our mentors, our esteemed mentors, Professor Ved Prakash Sir, former Chairman, University Grants Commission, and Professor A.K. Bakshi Sir, Founder VC, PDM University Bahadurgarh, former VC, UPRTOU, Allahabad, former Executive Director, Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius. We have our executive team at UGC-MMTTC, Professor Gurmohinder Singh Sir, Principal SGTB Khalsa College, DU, Professor Vimal Rar Ma'am, Director UGC-MMTC, TTC, Professor Department of Chemistry, SGTB Khalsa College, DU, and she is also a member expert committee, MMT program, UGC. And our organizing team comprises of Professor Sarita Pase, Dr. Prerna Singh, and me, Dr. Jyoti Singh from Zakir Hussain Delhi College, DU, Dr. Pooja and Dr. Suman Mehra from APN College, Jabalpur, Mr. Shobnik Saha and Dr. Som Prabh Dubey from Shobhit University, Gango. I hope this journey of learning and exchange of ideas proves enriching for and inspiring for every one of us. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today's session will be led by a very highly respected personalities in the field of higher education, and we are truly privileged to have Professor A.K. Bakshi Sir, former Vice Chancellor and eminent scholar, who will speak on higher education and society. His remarkable contribution to higher education, research and digital learning continues to inspire educators across the country. Although sir needs no introduction, but I have to do it formally. Professor A.K. Bakshi is a distinguished name in Indian higher education and scientific research, known for his exceptional scholarship, visionary leadership, and transformative contribution to the academia. A double gold medalist and record-setting scholar from the University of Delhi, he earned his PhD in chemistry with high distinction, paving the way for a career marked by academic brilliance and pioneering institutional leadership. Over the decades, Professor Bakshi has held several prestigious academic and administrative positions in India and internationally. He served as the founding Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Bahadurgarh, Haryana, where he played a foundational role in building a dynamic, research-driven institution. He was also appointed through global selection as Executive Director of Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius, a role equivalent to UGC Chairman in India. Earlier, he served as the Vice Chancellor of UP Rajshri Tandon Open University, Allahabad. As the University of Delhi, his legacy is equally impactful. He has served as Sir Shankar Lal Chair Professor of Chemistry, Head of the Department of Chemistry, Director of Center for Professional Development in Higher Education, and Director of Institute of Lifelong Learning. Additionally, he was a visiting professor at Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi. Professor Bakshi is currently mentor to UGC-MMTTC at SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi. He has earlier chaired the Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center and was a key member of the Standing Committee of the National Mission on Education through ICT. As chairman of the Content Advisory Committee for Chemistry for the Sakshat portal, he has played a vital role in promoting digital learning nationwide. Internationally, Professor Bakshi sir pursued postdoctoral research in Germany and Japan under Nobel laureate Professor Kenichi Fukui. He also served as visiting scientist at TIFR, Mumbai, and IISc Bangalore. Notably, he was a member of India's third scientific expedition to Antarctica, which led to the establishment of Dakshin Gangotri Research Base. An early proponent of e-learning, Professor Bakshi has authored over 200 research publications, 11 books, 51 edited volumes, and 63 e-learning modules for national platforms such as Swayam and Arpit, transforming digital education and faculty development across India. His accolades include the HEE Award, Acharya Shikshavid Samman, World Education Award, IDA Award, Bharat Jyoti Award, and fellowships from IUPAC, FNACs, and the Chemical Research Society of India. Twice felicitated by former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and later by Minister Smriti Zubin Irani, he remains one of the India's most respected and sought after academic thought leaders. With nearly 500 invited talks in just 4 years, Professor Bakshi continues to inspire through his profound commitment to excellence in science and education. So,
So we
sir,
welcome you here, sir, for once again listening to you, which we never feel tired of listening. So welcome here, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jyoti Singh and Professor Sarita Pasi for their brief introduction about me. And good evening, all the participants. I welcome you all to this 56th batch of NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program being conducted by the UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center at SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi. See, you're privileged that you have joined this program from this center, which happens to be the leading center of the country. Ranking wise, our center is #1 in the country, not only in terms of the number of participants who have attended the program, but also in terms of the quality of the talks which are delivered by the various resource persons. So I'm very sure it's going to be a great learning experience for all of you. This program, as you all know, is NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program. So basically the focus will be on national education policy, orientation, and sensitization. These two words are very important. Orientation means we will tell you what are the new changes which are going to come in our education system. All that will be informed to you in the various talks. And sensitization means you will be told why those changes are necessary. Those changes have not been added just for the sake of addition. No, there is a rationale behind them. So that also is something you have to understand. And as you will be told later on, this program will be spread over 8 working days. And on each day, you will have 2 sessions between 5 to 8:15. So all of you should attend all the lectures. And one small request to all of you, as per the guidelines of the UGC, it is mandatory for all of you to attend this program with your videos on. Please keep your videos on. I see only 10-15 videos on. No. Because this is one of the conditions for this program. Our center keeps on taking the screenshots and your attendance will be decided on the basis of that. So once you are attending the program, why not do it with the videos on unless there is some big emergency? So this is a small request to all of you. And now, before I start, let me share my screen. So this is the title of my talk. In the light of NEP 2020, Empowering Teachers for Challenges in Higher Education in India in the 21st Century. So in this talk, we will discuss about the various challenges which lie ahead in the context of higher education in our country in the 21st century. All those challenges we will talk about, especially all these which have also been linked with National Education Policy 2020. And as the slide shows, challenges are to be taken as opportunities in disguise. Each challenge is an opportunity for you. You should work on that. That's the main purpose of telling all these things. So in this talk, which is going to be a motivational talk, our aim is to empower you so that you can succeed and thrive in the 21st century. And believe you me, this is going to be a game changer for each one of you. This talk is based on my conceptualization and experience and will prepare you for facing the challenges in your life, professional life, and even to a great extent in your personal life. The thinking behind the talk is, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So this talk is like teaching you how to fish. So that's basically the thinking behind this whole talk. This talk will be in 2 parts. First will be an introduction where I will touch upon the salient features of NEP 2020. So the first question which may come to your mind is, what is the spirit behind National Education Policy 2020? What's the spirit? Why this policy has come? See, it is an education policy, and you will agree that education is relevant and of quality only when it is able to serve the needs of the changing society. Otherwise, education has no meaning. The needs of the society keep on changing with the time. In the 21st century, world is changing very, very fast, mainly because of technological advancements. Needs of the society are changing. So education must change. That is why this new policy has come. If you look at the history, the first education policy came in 1968. Second came in 1986. And now this is the third education policy and the first education policy of the 21st century. And during all these years, things have changed. Technology has brought about the major changes. Therefore, this policy proposes various reforms in education which are suited to 21st century needs. So everything has to be viewed from that perspective. If you look at the document of NEP 2020, it's the visionary document which expresses the aspirations of the nation. And this policy aims at making India a global knowledge superpower. So India should become superpower, not only in terms of knowledge dissemination, that is teaching and learning, but also in terms of knowledge creation, that is research. So we have to excel in both teaching, learning, as well as research. That's number one aim. And second is global study destination. Our educational institution should become so good that learners from all over the world come to India for their higher studies. That's the second aim. And here, I would like to mention that ultimately this policy wants India to become a vibrant knowledge society. What is the meaning of vibrant knowledge society? A vibrant knowledge society is a dynamic community where knowledge is actively created. That means you do quality research, then that is shared and then utilized to drive innovation, economic growth, and social well-being. So everything revolves around knowledge creation. Everything revolves around knowledge creation or means research. So there is a lot of focus on research in this policy. We need to focus on research and innovation. And for that purpose, this policy also talks about creating an apex body, NRF, National Research Foundation. This is going to be the body which will be funding various research projects. But please remember, only those projects are going to get an advantage which do research which is globally competent but locally relevant. This is a very important point. Your research should be globally competent and locally relevant to the needs of the society. So both aspects will be taken into account while funding the various research projects. Then, this policy proposes to achieve its various goals by making both school and college education more holistic, flexible, and multidisciplinary. These three aspects are also there. Holistic means overall development. We need to focus on the overall development of our students. Physical, mental, social, spiritual, everything should be there. And flexible means this policy is introducing multiple entry and exit options. This is a new feature of this policy. If you want to exit after first year, you will get a certificate, after second year, diploma, like that. And then it talks about creating academic bank of credits, where you can deposit the credits which you have earned and then you can use them when you join back. So this is making the education flexible. And then multidisciplinary, this aspect I will talk later. This was my article in Times of India's Education Times about the academic bank of credits. And the title is An Opportunity to Design Your Own Degree. This is the meaning of holistic development which I was talking about. Overall development, physical, emotional, mental, social. So how this policy achieves holistic development? It achieves holistic development by integrating academics with co-curricular and vocational subjects. All are integrated, all are treated at par, no discrimination, no looking down upon vocational subjects like that. All are treated at par. So this is a very important point. Then, this policy has 5 pillars. These are the 5 pillars of NEP 2020. You can see one is access. Access means this policy aims at enhancing access to higher education. And the target which has been set is 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. See, currently our gross enrollment ratio is about 29%, which is very low. This policy has a target of 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. Then quality is the second pillar. We have to enhance the quality of education. Then education should be imparted with equity, social justice, no discrimination. Then education should be affordable. That is another pillar. And there should be accountability also. So these are the 5 pillars of NEP 2020. This is the meaning of equity. On the right side, you can understand. On the left is equality. On the right is equity. You can see the difference. And why I am talking about empowerment of you people? Why I am talking about empowering the teachers? Please remember, the quality of an education system can never exceed the quality of its teachers. So this is a very important statement. If you want to enhance the quality of an education system, you must raise the competence of the teachers. And this talk will basically focus on that. Your empowerment, your capacity building, your upskilling, all that will be included in this talk. And once teachers are empowered, they in turn will empower their students. So ultimately, the whole purpose is to support student learning. You empower teachers, they in turn empower students, and therefore we support their learning. And for us, students are most important because our greatest natural resource is the minds of our children. India is one of the youngest nations of the world. 50% population of India is less than 25 years. Just imagine. 65% population less than 35 years. So it's one of the youngest nations of the world. And these young minds need to be ready for our future challenges. And to a great extent, responsibility rests with you, the teachers. So you have to understand your responsibility. Because students may be 25% of our population, but then they are 100% of our future. Our future depends on them. We have to give them the right type of education. See, all of you are going to your classes. You are teaching them. But one question remains. Are you giving them the right type of education or not? This is a big question. When I say right type of education, right type of quality education means as per the needs of the present day society. Are you giving them? If not, then you are miseducating them. And please remember, a child miseducated is a child lost. We cannot afford to lose even a single child. So this is something you have to keep it in mind. Don't think that every day you go to classes, you take lectures, and then your job is over. You have to ask this question. Is it the right type of education or not? If not, then we will have to look at that. So this was my part A. Now I come to part B. Here I will talk about the challenges in the 21st century. What are going to be the challenges in the 21st century in the context of higher education? See, the first challenge comes from the present information age. We are living in an information age where you can get any information just by the click of a button. But this information age has many challenges. One challenge is this is an age of uncertainty with respect to jobs. Job landscape is changing very, very fast. There is a Future of Jobs report published by the World Economic Forum, based on which you can say you are not sure where your students will be employed tomorrow. Those jobs may not be existing. So there is a lot of uncertainty with respect to jobs. Second is, this is an age of mass education. This is an age where more and more students over the next 30 years will graduate than since the beginning of the recorded history. Because all institutions are trying to increase the gross enrollment ratio. So more and more students will come out of universities and colleges. But traditional jobs are becoming less. Takers would be many. So that will create a tough competition. And then this is also an age of artificial intelligence. This is an age where artificial intelligence will equal the intelligence of the students by the time they finish their formal education. So the question is going to be, if I can have machines with the same intelligence as you, then why do I need you? That's going to be the question. And you know that all those jobs which are of repetitive or predictable nature, which require no critical thinking, no critical analysis, no research base or specialization, all those jobs are going to be in danger, either because of artificial intelligence, automation, or robotics. Look at the picture. Humans are working with robots. This is going to be a very common picture in future. And now Elon Musk has stated that very soon we will have AI systems which will be smarter than the smartest human by this year even. So you can see that this information age is also becoming an age of misinformation and disinformation. That is another global danger which is coming, because people are spreading all type of information. So this information age is also becoming an age of misinformation and disinformation. So now the question you may ask, how all this becomes a challenge for a teacher? That could be the question in your mind. Why this is a challenge for a teacher? The challenge before a teacher is going to be what to teach and how to teach, so that our children are successful in a future which looks so uncertain. That's the challenge. What should we teach in our class? That's going to be a big challenge. The second challenge is sustainable development goals. See, sustainable development is the burning issue in the world at present. You all will agree. What is the meaning of sustainable development? Sustainable means something which can be maintained for a long period of time, keeping in view the future generation. And development is always economic development. But then the question is, why is there so much concern for sustainable development? These are the reasons. Population is exploding very, very fast. Currently, we have 8 billion people in the world. And by 2050, we will have 9.7 billion people. So, population explosion. And this population explosion will lead to fast depletion of resources. Food, minerals, those natural resources could be under short supply. Water scarcity is going to become a big issue in the years to come. Environmental degradation, you all know how our environment is getting degraded. And then climate change, rising sea levels, increase in atmospheric temperature. All these are the issues of concern. And that is the reason why United Nations in 2015 gave 17 sustainable development goals for achieving them by 2030. But United Nations never gave any roadmap how to achieve those goals. They never told. Why? Because world is full of diversity and the nature of the problem varies from region to region. You cannot have a solution which is universally applicable. And all these 17 goals are part of United Nations Agenda 2030. And 193 countries are signatory to this agreement, including India. And if you look at these goals on the right side, look at them. Goal number 1 is no poverty. That means there should be no poverty in the world. Second is zero hunger. Third is good health and well-being. Fourth is quality education. Fifth is gender equality, etc. So, these sustainable development goals actually are real world problems. And they are very complex. And they require knowledge of several different disciplines for their solution. None of these problems can be solved just with the knowledge of one discipline. No. For example, for climate change, you need to have a knowledge of climatology, political science, economics, green technology, sociology, etc. That is the reason why multidisciplinary education is being talked about. Multidisciplinary education will allow students to gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter through the lens of different disciplines. You look at one problem through the lens of different disciplines. That is the meaning of, that is the significance of multidisciplinary education. For example, pollution. A chemistry person looks from his own perspective. Physics person different, biology person different. So like that, that is the multidisciplinary approach to one problem. And it is believed that this education will make students more creative and flexible in their thinking. Then, one of the goals is Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which is quality education. And the statement of this goal is ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. And this includes the terms inclusive, equitable, quality, and lifelong learning. Now, this goal was given in 2015. National Education Policy came in 2020. If you compare the two, you will notice that various provisions of NEP 2020 are basically based on Sustainable Development Goal number 4, that is, which was given in 2015. So the two policies are aligned. Our policies are based on those goals because India is signatory. And you know that from last year in NIRF ranking, sustainability has been introduced as an additional criteria. That means your college campus or your university campus should become a sustainable unit. Why this is being done? To create awareness. Otherwise, many students may not be aware of these goals. Many teachers may not be aware of all the goals. To spread this awareness, this sustainability criteria has been introduced in NIRF ranking. This was my article about the role of basic sciences in achieving sustainable development. And this is my book, which has very recently come, Energy for Sustainable Future. This is published by National Book Trust of India. And you may also ask a question, why this sustainable development is a challenge for a teacher? Because, we are committed to achieve the 17 goals. And if you want to achieve those goals, we need to do a lot of research on various fronts. That will be possible only in higher educational institution. That is what I mean when I said locally relevant research, because that is the need of the society. The third challenge is 21st century learning needs. See, you may ask a question. What are the learning needs of the students? What should students learn in the 21st century? That could be the question in your mind. And here, you have to remember that in the 21st century, if you want to succeed, you need at least these two things. One is rigorous academic content. You should be very good in your subject. And second is 21st century skills. Both are required. And they lead to deeper learning. Now, what are 21st century skills? 21st century, this is a very important slide, please. 21st century skills are a set of abilities which each one of you should have. Not only your students, even you should also have. And these 21st century skills come under 3 categories, as you can see here. Learning skills. Learning skills include critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication, 4 C's. Literacy skills come under information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy. And life skills include flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. So taken together, these are 12 skills. They are called 21st century skills. They are must for everyone. And therefore, quality education in the 21st century is this. This is the most important slide for all of you. Quality education should focus on knowledge. What type of knowledge? Disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and practical. That is one. Then 21st century skills, which I just mentioned. And then some domain specific skills, some skills specific to your discipline. Chemistry people have some chemistry skills, physics people, economics people, all those skills are domain specific. And third thing is your personality, your values, your attitudes, your traits. All the 3 things are included in quality education. Please remember, these are the learning needs of the 21st century. When we were students, focus was only on knowledge. Nobody talked much about skills or personality. They thought everyone would have something. But now all the 3 things are very important. And these 3 things taken together determine your competence for any profession. See, you may go in any profession. For example, even an IAS officer, he also needs knowledge of a different type, skills, and personality. So all these 3 things are needed. That is why now various colleges and universities are introducing skill enhancement courses and value-added courses, basically to strengthen these aspects. That means success in today's world demands not just knowledge, but also 21st century skills and strong personality to enable you to innovate and navigate a rapidly changing technology-driven world. All the 3 things are important. If you do not have all the 3 things, you will be always struggling. Please remember it. So acquiring competence should be the goal of quality education. This is the summary of what I said. Quality education needs to focus on knowledge, skills, and personality. Sometimes people talk about outcome-based education. Outcome-based education is what? That is also the mixture of these 3. So, if you are not focusing on these 3 things, you are miseducating your students. Please don't miseducate your students. Now I come to the next challenge. The next challenge, in my opinion, is that we need creative and innovative minds in India. There is a crisis of innovation and creativity in Indian education system. Look at this. No Indian scientist working in India has been able to get Nobel Prize after 1930. Nobody has got it. Have you ever thought? C.V. Raman was the last person who got Nobel Prize in 1930 for the discovery of the Raman effect in 1928. And he announced this discovery on 28th February. That is why 28th February is celebrated as the National Science Day. Nobody has ever got it in chemistry. These people did get Nobel Prize, but they were non-resident Indians. Amritya Sen, although he is an Indian, but for years he has been working abroad. Abhijit Banerjee is an American citizen. So just imagine, in the last 96 years, no scientist, nobody from India has got Nobel Prize. And look at these. These are the top 5 universities of the world, and see how many Nobel laureates they have produced. Look at this. Harvard has produced more than 160. Cambridge 124, Columbia 101, MIT 96, and so on. So something fundamentally wrong. Nobody else will do introspection for you. You have to think yourself. And please remember, Nobel Prize is not a lifetime achievement award. No. If you want to excel in research at that level, you need at least these 3 basic things. Enormous amount of creativity and open-mindedness. This is required. This is generally missing in our students. Willingness to collaborate. Our students look at every other student as a competitor. So then it becomes difficult to collaborate. And then perseverance and resilience, both are required. We sometimes want immediate gains that may not be possible. I remember a Nobel Prize winner in chemistry getting Nobel Prize at the age of 97 years. Just imagine. So that is the reason why our ranking is also not that good. Main reason is poor quality of our research programs. And in our country, this is also noted that the best students sometimes do not come to research. See, this was reported in Rajya Sabha. Look at that the best of the science students are going to civil services. They go for IAS, IPS, etc. So, and then, research in our country is of poor quality. 99% of the higher educational institutions are not contributing to the country's high quality knowledge creation. 99%, just imagine. Most of the people are doing routine research, promotion driven research, just research for the sake of promotion. Emphasis is more on quantity rather than quality. Predatory journals have come, they have further compromised the quality of research. So why do we lack in quality research? That could be the question. Have you ever thought? It is because of our education system. And what's wrong in our education system? Just watch this video for a minute.
For decades, people have been finding hundreds of flaws in the education system. No conceptual understanding, no creativity, children are stressed, and the list goes on. All these are symptoms. But what is the root cause to all this? What is the fundamental flaw in the education system? Let us play a rapid-fire game. You have 1 second to answer every question. Let's start. First question. A4? Okay, no more questions. Did you think apple first? 98% of people are most likely to think so. Because that was what we were told in our kindergarten. Imagine that this was done differently. Say we had asked you for all the words starting with A. Ant, ace, April, apt. Different answers would have popped out of everyone's head. Do you see where the problem is? Before children start going to school, every child is unique. Every child thinks different. But the education system makes every child think the same. This is the fundamental flaw in the education system. Why did this start? During the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the education system was designed to make children ready to work in factories. The factories did not require people to think, but to only work like robots. So, the education system stripped children of their freedom to think and destroyed their true potential. The same education system continues even today. Only the industries have changed. A study by NASA shows that 98% of children think different before they start going to school. As they go through this education system, at 25 years of age, only 2% think different, and 98% think the same. So how does the education system make every child the same? Let's go back to the apple example. Kindergarten lessons told us that A is for apple. We asked you for words that start with A. Our education system gave us the answers. We asked you a question. Answers make you the same. Questions make you different. Right from kindergarten, the education system keeps giving answers. Instead of asking children how plants make food, the science teacher gives you the definition of photosynthesis. Instead of asking them to describe the sun, the teacher tells them that the sun is a ball of fire at the center of the solar system. Through their years in school, children lose the capability to think on their own. Whether it is their choice of career or their relationship or any situation in life, they become.
So you can see that our education system strips the children of their ability to think on their own. Because we give ready-made answers to various questions and then directly or indirectly ask the same thing in examination. Is that the purpose of education? So this is a question for all of us. Because our education system is outdated. It does not encourage thinking, innovation, and creativity amongst the students. And please remember, without creativity, there can be no progress. Because we would be repeating the same old things. This is the root cause. We have to understand that. This was my one article on crisis of innovation and creativity. This was in Times of India, creativity crisis in the Indian education system. And very recently, I wrote an article, it was about, I think, 3-4 months back, that India should go for two-track faculty recruitment in higher education. See, our teachers are supposed to do both teaching as well as research. They are full-time jobs. You cannot excel in both of them. We should go for two-track faculty in universities and colleges. Teachers should either specialize in teaching or in research. Because all cannot be good at both teaching and research. No. You should have either a teaching-focused faculty or research-focused faculty. 60% teachers may be teaching-focused faculty. They will focus on high-quality teaching, mentoring, curriculum development, etc. Their job will be only that. Remaining would be research-focused faculty. What does it mean? They will focus on research, publishing, grants, writing, guiding PhDs, etc. So in any department, you can have 60% teaching focused and 40% research focused faculty. Their promotion, their assessment will be also on their specialized role. Not a mix of teaching and research. That's not possible. You don't have even a room to sit. You don't have the laboratory. You have so many other things to do. How can you do both teaching as well as research? Not at all possible. What are the strengths of this idea? It will lead to better utilization of talent. It will improve teaching quality as well as it will give you stronger research output. India should implement it with a thoughtful planning. I think the time has come. Once we do this, you will see a big transformation. The next challenge is we need to enhance the quality of higher education imparted in India. That is another challenge for us. See, in any education system, three things are very important. What do you teach? How do you teach? And how do you assess? If you look at our education system, we have 21st century students, but sometimes we are teaching 19th century content. Our methods of teaching, our assessment methods, our courses architecture, all are outdated. We have not changed much with the changing times. Look at curriculum, for example. Curriculum means what? Curriculum means total learning experience in any program. What do you teach? And the biggest challenge to curriculum comes from the growth of knowledge. The knowledge in all disciplines is growing very fast. So fast that the doubling time of the growth of knowledge has shrunk considerably. See, there was a time when human knowledge was doubling in 150 years. Now, human knowledge is doubling in 73 days. So what does it mean? Your syllabus, your curriculum becomes outdated as soon as it is created. What is the use? What we know in any discipline is merely a drop, and what we do not know is an ocean. Therefore, new education policy says we should have light syllabi, but modern. We should touch upon core essentials. Because outdated syllabi will increase the gap between what is learned and what should be learned. And this affects the quality of research. One of the reasons why we could not become leaders in many fields is, one reason is outdated syllabi. You have not been exposed to the latest. You have been teaching old things. And Professor C.N.R. Rao, Bharat Ratna scientist, he says 90% of the universities in India have outdated curriculum. Just imagine, 90% of universities have outdated curriculum. So time has come when we should have industry-led curriculum, skill-based curriculum. What is shifting towards, skill-based economy? That's missing in our system. See, it is now said, future belongs to those who learn more and more skills and combine them in creative ways. You should excel at skills. Then comes pedagogy. Pedagogy means how you teach. Pedagogy is art and science of teaching. We still teach by the traditional talk and chalk method, which is a teacher-centric approach, monologue, many complex concepts you cannot explain on the board. It presumes that all students learn in identical fashion. That may not be true. Some may be slow learners, some may be average, some may be fast learners. So these are some of the limitations. Then this method focuses more on examination, rote learning, and scoring high marks. This is our mindset. We focus more on examination, rote learning, and scoring high marks. See, look at this is today's reality. No one wants to learn the concepts. Everybody wants to score 90 plus marks in every discipline, whatsoever it may be. Very unfortunate. See, irony of our country is that we still focus on well-filled mind. What we need actually in our country is well-formed mind. The mind which is formed out of thinking, innovation, and creativity. Era of rote learning is over. Please remember that. We have to be very clear about that. Real education is that which transforms the learners. Just like a seed gets transformed to plant and a plant gets transformed to tree. Like that, there should be a transformation. Therefore, these days people are talking, and the new education policy talks about learner-centric education, outcome-based education. That means the thinking is that students will learn best when they are engrossed in the topic, motivated to seek out new knowledge and skills because they need them to solve the problems at hand. From teacher-centric pedagogy, we must shift to learner-centric. Learner-centric means engage the learners. That's now the thinking. Because, the thinking is we should not only produce graduates, we should produce capable graduates who can do something. Therefore, teaching is not important. Learning is more important. You may use flexible methods. Even assessment methods should also change. They should not test rote learning, application ability, problem-solving ability. See, an educated person should help us in solving the problems. So this outcome-based education is now the new concept, and learner-centric pedagogy is the pathway. So therefore, we will have to change. That is why it is said, if you teach today's student as you taught yesterday's, you are going to rob them of tomorrow. Teachers must change with the changing times. Very important point. Then comes assessment. We need to transform the culture of assessment also, the way we examine our students. Because assessment drives learning. The way you will assess your students, students will start learning in that way. So that can be a good way to enhance the quality of education in the country. Our assessment should be made more scientific. Basically, the purpose should be to encourage multiple skills of the students: analytical thinking, critical thinking, conceptual clarity, all those things. This is a revised Bloom's taxonomy, you all know. Cognitive learning is a 6-level hierarchy. It starts from the bottom. Look at the bottom. Remembering, then understanding, then application, analysis, evaluation, and creativity. Generally, our examination system focuses on lower order thinking skill. We test remembering, understanding, and little bit application. Beyond that, we do not go. We need to focus on higher order thinking skills. Our examination should change. We should have such questions in examination which discourage rote learning, which test conceptual clarity, which focus on thinking, innovation, and creativity, which deal with real life situations. All these things are very, very important. And then, we need to transform. You see, this was my article which came just, I think this week only it came. This came on 18th of May. This was in Times of India, Education Times. We keep on doing reforms, but transformation is not occurring. What is the use of reforms? Then the next challenge is we need to embrace technology and become tech savvy. This is another challenge for all of you. Irrespective of your age group, you may be on the verge of retirement. Still, You should remember that it is difficult to imagine education without technology in the 21st century. Technology has totally changed the way education is imparted. All you know that. Therefore, all of you should become tech savvy. It is not optional, this is essential. If you want to provide high quality education, meeting the needs of modern students and preparing them for a technology driven world, all of you should become tech savvy. And please remember one thing, that technology is only a tool. Don't let it become your master. Human ingenuity blended with technology can do wonders. Your creativity, your vision, your problem solving ability are very important. They can truly unlock the potential of technology. So become tech savvy. Please remember, this is a very important point. And then you should remember that technology is a journey. Now, for example, we are having artificial intelligence, which is redefining the education in the world. Artificial intelligence, see, the term artificial intelligence was coined long back in 1956. And today we have reached the stage where we are. It is revolutionizing the way we teach, learn, and research. So you should all become tech savvy. This is a challenge for all of you. But please remember, technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be highly transformational. First, you should be a great teacher. You should have a mastery over your subject and then become tech savvy. That combination can do big transformations. This was my interview in Times of India. Technology won't replace teachers. Then the roles of the teachers are also therefore going to change now. This is another challenge of the 21st century. Roles of the teachers are going to change significantly in the 21st century. You will have to become tech-savvy teachers in ICT skills, 21st century skills, artificial intelligence skills. If your students are enrolled in e-learning and MOOCs, and if they have some query, who will answer them? You only. So you must learn how to manage virtual classroom, discussion forum, how to engage students with learner-centric pedagogy, all that. These are the new things. You should also become digital content creator. So many MOOCs have been developed. On Swayam platform, there are about 4,000 MOOCs. Who has developed them? Teachers. Why not you? So you should have mastery over the subject, excellent writing skills, all that. So, the roles of the teachers are changing. There was a time when teacher was considered to be the only source of knowledge. Not now. Now there are so many sources of knowledge which are available. Your role will be like a facilitator of learning. You help students learn because multiple sources of knowledge are available. Tell me what you teach in the class which students cannot get from various other sources, maybe much better. So what I mean is, ladies and gentlemen, a change of mindset is the need of the hour. Don't think that what I know is enough. No, I must learn more. There is a quote, birds born in a cage think flying is an illness. Change your mindset. And now I come to the last part where I will touch upon some personality development tips for enhancing your competence. This is the component which is often neglected. See, I showed you this slide. Your competence will be determined by these three things: knowledge, skills, and personality. We have talked about knowledge, we have talked about skills, but now we will touch upon personality part. By personality, I mean a set of traits and behavior that characterize an individual. Personality doesn't mean your looks or physical appearance, no. And why personality is important? Look at this. 87% of all people fail not because of capability, but because of personality. And the worst part is sometimes people do not know that their own personality is coming in the way of their job performance. That is the worst part. And then, personality development is unfortunately neglected in our country. Personality traits actually provide the underlying resilience and drive needed to leverage knowledge and skills. You may be knowledgeable, you may be skilled, but you need right type of personality, right type of mindset. That is missing. And you will all agree, personality influences almost every aspect of human life. Therefore, I am going to give you some personality development tips in the form of life lessons to enhance your competence. This is my personal experience, what I learned. When I became lecturer in Delhi University, I was just 21-year-old. Nobody told us all these things. But I make it a point to tell everyone that these are the most important things. Don't ignore them. And there is a very famous quote, life can only be understood backward, but then it has to be lived forward. There is no way out. Look at this picture, a grand old lady telling a little girl, life looks like an eternity, but actually it is just a short trip. You don't know when the trip will be over. So all of you should learn the art of living. It's very unfortunate that most of the people only exist. Living has become rare. People are not living, they are existing. And art of living means capability to draw pleasure from life and to succeed in the greatest test called life. Life itself is a great test. You have to be successful in that. So I'm going to give you some tips. But one thing you should remember before I move further, you only live once. But if you do it right, I think one is more than enough. The first point is be proactive in life. Everyone chooses how to approach life. Be proactive. If you are proactive, you focus on preparing. If you are reactive, you will end up focusing on repairing. The choice is yours. Proactive people are able to take initiative, they are able to make choices, and hence they are able to control outcomes. So this is the first lesson you should follow. Be proactive in life. Second, come out of your comfort zone. Most of the people very soon come into comfort zone. Oh, I'm getting good salary. My husband or wife getting good salary. So, that's a sort of comfort zone. Please remember, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. It's only after you have stepped out of your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. So come out of the comfort zone, plan and manage your career very well, and then work hard sensibly. I know you must be all very hardworking, but sensible is important. Sensible means direction is more important than speed. Choose your direction carefully. You will never have the time again. Of course, you are free to choose any direction. Nobody can stop you, of course. But then you will not be free from the consequences of your choice. So choose your direction very carefully. And then once you have chosen a direction, then life is a process. No one rises suddenly in the world, not even the sun. Only thing is you have to be persistent and have a never give up attitude. Then one more thing, always strive for excellence. Excellence should be your key word. A penguin can never be a giraffe, agreed, but then try to be the best penguin you can be. Think over that. Self-belief is another quality you should have. Look at the quote. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch but in her own wings. Self-confidence may not always give you success, but it will give you the power to face the challenges of life. So believe in yourself. Self-discipline, this is a very, very important quality you should have. Self-discipline means mastery over your thoughts. We are always thinking something. If you can control what you think, you can always control what you do. Very important point. Because there is nothing in this world that can trouble you more than your own thoughts. On an average, a person thinks 7,000 thoughts a day. Cages are not made of iron, they are made of thoughts. So control your mind, mindset. If you can learn self-control, you can master anything. See, brain is an organ. Mind is like a software. Through practice, you can control it. And then you will be the master of your life. And it will also make you mentally tough, which you sometimes need to be, especially in the face of adversity. Then you need to be mentally tough. So this self-control will help you there. Then be positive and honest in life. You don't need to announce to anybody. Nobody will bother. But for your own consumption, always have positive thinking. Positive thinkers will have a solution for every problem. Negative thinkers will have a problem for every solution. And we meet such people in our day-to-day life. Overcome fear of failure, a common problem in youngsters. वो कहते हैं ना, जब तक तुम डरते रहोगे तुम्हारी जिंदगी के फैसले कोई और लेता रहेगा. ये याद रखिएगा. And this, Bill Gates once said, if you are afraid of failure, you don't deserve to be successful. Failures can be the pillars of success depending on how you take them. Take them like a stepping stone. First attempt in learning, take it like that. Your attitude towards failure determines your altitude after failure. Very important point. Think over that. See, these are the life lessons. You have to think over them and follow them. Then stop worrying and start living. A common problem in many of us. Please remember, worry is a misuse of your imagination. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. One day you will look back and realize that you worried too much about things that don't really matter. And by the time you will realize the time would have gone, what is the use? So the best thing is, this is the lesson for you. Worry about the things which are in your control. And what is in your control is your attitude, your effort, your focus. Don't worry about the things which are out of your control. What will happen in future? What will be the outcome of my efforts? What others will think? All that is not in your hands. Most of the people spoil their life just because they think about the things which are out of their control. See, this is a very famous quote. If you can't change a situation, change your perception of it. Perception means mindset. Remember, most of your stress comes from the way you respond, not the way the life is. Then control anger. A common problem in many youngsters even. Please remember, whenever you get angry, think of this slide. The fire of anger burns you first. Never say mean words out of anger. Your anger will pass, but your mean words can scare a person for life. Use either kind words or be silent. You need a lot of strength to remain silent when you are angry. And there is a psychological background that Whenever you are angry, there is some fear in your mind. That is what psychology says. Beneath anger, there is always some fear. And one more lesson you should remember, and that is this: results of anger are always more painful than the reasons of anger. Results of anger are always more painful than the reasons of anger. Think over that. Then never become arrogant. Sometimes a small success goes into a person's head and the person becomes arrogant. No, never do that. Arrogance is the surest path to failure. वो कहते हैं ना, कभी किसी चीज का घमंड आ जाए तो शमशान का एक चक्कर लगा आना, तुमसे बेहतरीन लोग वहां राख बने पड़े. Think over that. Remember, you are dust and to dust you shall return. Keep this reality of life always in mind. पता भी नहीं चलेगा, डस्ट सब लोग थोड़े दिनों के बाद सब भूल भी जाते हैं. That is life. And then time management is life management. Manage your time. That is the secret of success. If today you are 40-year-old, all 40-year-old people have got the same time. The secret to success is how they manage their time. Try to maximize your performance in the shortest time. वो कहते हैं ना, अमिताभ का एक कोट है, देखिए, कल खो दिया आज के लिए, आज खो दिया कल के लिए, कभी जी ना सके हम आज के लिए, बीत रही है जिंदगी कल आज और कल के लिए. That's how the whole life passes. Please remember, every day is once in a lifetime. And also, every day is the first day of the rest of your life. So invest your time, don't spend it. See, a stage will come in your life when you will wish I had more time. Then one realizes how much time I have wasted. ये कोट को देखिए, बंधी हैं हाथ पर सबके घड़ियां मगर पकड़ में किसी के एक लम्हा भी नहीं. और एक ये बड़ा अच्छा गाना है, मुझे लगता है 1 मिनट का है, सुनिए जरा. सॉरी. See, you know, all these were very great actors, so much fan following. See how their end was. Just see how their end was. So time spares no one. You don't know what is in store for you in future. So what is the lesson? The lesson is live in the moment. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. Life becomes more meaningful when you realize the simple fact that you will never get the same moment twice. ये एक बड़ा अच्छा कोट है, इसको देखिए. मैं कल को तलाशता रहा दिन भर और शाम होते होते मेरा आज भी चला गया. Think over that. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the end of my talk, at the end of the day, your biggest competition is with you. All the challenges I told you today, they are for you. Competition is only with you. You have to become the master of your mind. Don't become the puppet of your mind. Be your own king. And you are a king if you know how to rule yourself. First, learn how to rule yourself before thinking of anybody else. वो कहते हैं ना, you don't have the problem. You are the problem. Your mindset, your attitude is the problem. स्वर्ग भी तू है, नरक भी तू है. इन दोनों का फर्क भी तू है. तभी तो ये कहते हैं, जिंदगी छोटी नहीं होती, लोग जीना ही देरी से शुरू करते हैं. और जब तक रास्ते समझ में आते हैं तब तक तो लौटने का वक्त भी हो जाता है. And then it's never too late to be what you might have been. Still, you can change your life. You may be 40, 50, whatsoever may be your age. That you cannot undo. Still, from tomorrow, you can change your life. You will find it can be an altogether different life. All the challenges which I told you, they are the doorways to excellence. They are the opportunities in disguise. बड़ा एक फेमस चाइनीज कोट है, when the winds of change blow, some people build walls while others build windmills. ये आपके ऊपर है कि आप चैलेंजेस से या अपॉर्चुनिटी का यूज कैसे करते. One day you will be just a memory for some people. Do your best to be a good one. Leave behind a rich legacy. So this is the last slide. जिंदगी के रंगमंच पर अपना किरदार इतनी शिद्दत से निभाएं कि पर्दा गिरने के बाद भी तालियां बजती रहें. जिंदगी नहीं मिलेगी दोबारा. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you. And any comment, any suggestion, any question, you are most welcome. And you can always, just 1 minute. This is my email ID. This is my cell number. You can always be in touch. You can give your feedback in the chat box. Any comment, any question you can ask. Thank you very much.
Sir, what an enriching and inspiring lecture you gave. Sir, you always amazed us. Sir, 2003 में जो आपका energy level था, it is matching to that level only. I was a student of you in 2003, and still you are giving the lecture with the same energy, same enthusiasm. And sir, इतना सीखने के लिए है आपसे. I have no words. I have no words.
Incidentally, Dr. Jyoti Singh has been my student in MSc.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Which batch it was, Jyoti?
It was 2003, 2004. Yes, sir.
She was doing
yes.
MSc in Delhi University at
Yes,
that time.
yes, sir.
Anyway, nice seeing you.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone.
Thank
Vimal here. Jyoti, make me co-host and on
Okay.
spotlight, maybe, yeah.
Okay, okay, sir. Ma'am.
But Vimal has not been my student, but Vimal has been still no less than
I have
that.
been your informal student, not a formal one.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll take up questions, ma'am.
If there is any question, any
yeah,
comment,
please.
you can take. Otherwise, time is already over. So I
Okay.
did not want to exceed. So
If any
Maybe in the next session we can have some questions from, because today we'll also have to give them some important information.
Okay.
You
Okay,
can go
ma'am.
with that.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you.
taking this first session, and we're looking forward to more sessions. And always, as always, your session is motivating, inspiring, and thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Please.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you. See.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you.
Thanks, Jyoti. I think we break for small, and 6:45 we start again.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have a break of 15 minutes. We'll meet again at 6:45.
No, we'll meet at 6:45. It's 10 minutes, not 15 minutes.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, because there will be dignitaries also coming. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, okay. So all the participants should remain signed in during that time, because time is too less to be signed out.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, Jyoti, पहले तो we'll start with some sort of inaugural and information, and then maybe you can stop the screen share.
Okay, ma'am. ठीक है.
Yeah. So can we just check upon heads of the collaborating institution? Professor Bhuta Singh Sidhu sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Shobit University, has he joined?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I have joined.
Good evening, sir, and welcome, please.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. Thank you so much for collaborating in this program. And also we have one more collaborating institution that is Katni Arts and Commerce College. So Dr. Jay Chadha, who is the director and principal there, sir has joined.
Yes, madam. Join. Yes,
Acha,
madam.
you have joined as a Samsung. Okay, I'm just yeah. Welcome, sir. And
Thank you.
so yeah, thank you. So let me just take the proceedings further. Yeah. So let me just share my screen, and I welcome each one of you. Welcome to this 56th batch of NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program starting today, 21st May. It will go on till 30th May 2026 with 8 days and 2 sessions on each of these 8 days. And this particular NEP Orientation and Sensitization Program is being conducted by UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center at SGTB Khalsa College, which is also known as GAD-MMTTC, in the honor of Guru Angad Dev Ji, in whose name we have kept the center's name. Prior to this, we were known as popularly GAD-TLC, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center. And this particular batch is being conducted in collaboration with two premier institutions of our country, Shobit University, which is situated at Gango, Uttar Pradesh, and under the Chadha group of institution, Katni Arts and Commerce College Autonomous. And this is from Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur. UGC Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center at SGTB Khalsa College. It is situated at my own premier institution, Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College, a constituent college of University of Delhi. I welcome you on behalf of UGC-MMTTC and Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College, and also on behalf of University of Delhi. Any program we start, we seek blessings from Guru Angad Dev Ji, the second of the 10 Sikh Gurus. Our college name is kept in the honor of the 9th Sikh Guru, Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and remembering these two pious souls along with other Sikh Gurus, ours is a Sikh minority institution, we take it further. This particular scheme where there are now 150 centers across the country, at the central level, the scheme is kept in the honor of Bharat Ratna Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya Ji, in the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister Modi Ji. So I welcome each one of you with a virtual bouquet of flower, especially starting from all the participants, which constitute of administrators, teachers, research scholars, and others from all over our lovely country, India. And special welcome goes to the heads of the collaborating institution, Professor Dr. Bhuta Singh Sidhu sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Shobit University from Uttar Pradesh, and also to respected Dr. Jay Chadha ji, Director and Principal of Katni Arts and Commerce College at Madhya Pradesh. I'll also pay my gratitude to my own core team and the mentoring and guidance of these three stalwarts. Padma Bhushan Sardar Talochan Singh sir, who is the chairman of governing body at SGTB Khalsa College, and in his leadership and all support, my center is functioning right from 2013. It's a 13 years journey that we have been taking. It was not possible without the support of the governing body, and in his leadership, I was getting all the support. I'm thankful to him. Our two mentors, Professor Ved Prakash sir, former chairman, University Grants Commission, and Professor A.K. Bakshi sir, founder VC PDM University Bahadurgarh, whom you heard just now in our first session. Professor Ved Prakash sir also will be taking a couple of sessions in this particular program. So I'm thankful to their guidance and mentoring, not only in this program, but all the programs that we conduct. And the dynamic leadership of our principal, Professor Gurmohinder Singh sir, who is the principal STTB Khalsa College. It is his leadership and the support, the immense support that I'm getting, that I am able to take the center to greater heights. I'm your main host, Vimal Rar. And I'm also thankful and looking forward to mentoring and moderating the entire program in the organizing team constituting of my own dear colleague, Professor Sarita Pasi from Zakir Hussain Delhi College, who is supporting me from many years now in so many programs, because every year we conduct around 60 to 70 programs, and it is not possible but without the efforts of my colleagues. So Professor Sarita Pasi is one of those. Then we also have Dr. Jyoti Singh from Zakir Hussain Delhi College, Dr. Prerna from Zakir Hussain Delhi College, Dr. Pooja and Dr. Suman Mehra from APN College, Jabalpur, Mr. Shobhik Saha and Dr. Somprabh Dubey from Shobhit University, who will also be helping us in moderating various sessions. So let us pray to the Almighty for giving blessings to all of us and to this program. Our center has it's a small unit, small center, but making ripples across the country by the dedication of our entire team towards the cause of teachers' empowerment. And we are co-learning in this journey. Situated at my own institution, this center, compact but yet fully equipped to train the teachers into the latest pedagogy and various AI tools, combined with their subject-specific requirement and preparing the teachers in both their important roles, whether it is the dissemination of knowledge or it is the creation of knowledge. Prior to this, we started working as a team at the national level when we got ePG Pathshala project, where we have developed e-content in the 4-quadrant approach and created all this e-content in our own studio. And now this model is being replicated across the institution. We have successfully prepared 89 courses of this project available on inflipnet.ac.in in these 6 subjects. And this is the time now, these are coming actually at the UG level, because many of these courses in the light of the 4th year in the NEP batch, many of these are being taken. So the students of UG level are also now using. I'll request, there are 77 subjects on this portal. So in your own subject, you can benefit from these rich resources. We also developed more than 50 MOOCs for the SWAYAM platform, including 42 out of the ePG Pathshala and more as collaborative with other institutions. We have done technical work of video recording and editing for institutions like Jawaharlal Nehru University, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, Mizoram University, University of Jammu, both state and central, to name a few. From 2016 to 2020 April, we were conducting the programs in face-to-face mode, and it was fully funded programs because of the Malviya Mission Teacher Training Program that we got as a project, as the very first and the only college who was given the scheme. And looking at our performance, the scheme was extended to other colleges as well. In 2020, we had double the jolt. Corona came and teachers required the technology. We were not able to meet the teachers in face-to-face mode. So the team who was preparing the teachers into technology in the face-to-face mode, many teachers were not ready to take this as a model to be implemented, but the corona made a U-turn for all of them. It was like exponential acceptance of technology because there was no option. But we also had another challenge where our funding was stopped from 2020 to September 2023. And that was a time where most of the centers stopped functioning, and we were the front runners in taking this on a sustainable mode. I'm thankful to all my collaborating institutions and teachers for reposing trust in the hand-holding we did through these programs to the entire teaching community in technology embrace. And I'm happy to share the statistics, what the face-to-face mode from 2016 to 2020, they were around 9,000 participants that we could touch, which was also number one across the country. But from April 2020 onwards, it is 1,14,000 plus participants, and we have touched 1,25,000 figure. This is the statistics till March 2026. And now all the centers, we are renamed as UGC Malve Mission Teacher Training Center. Let me tell you, there are two types of base centers from which now all the MMTTCs are evolving. The prior UGC HRDCs, which were called as academic staff colleges, located with many of the central universities, they were already doing the training, but there were some reports and committees where not all institutions were functioning very well as desired. And that's where the PMMM NMTT scheme came, that let there be competitive projects coming, new ideas where these centers were allocated. And in that, we got the opportunity, although from a college. I'm thankful to Ministry of Education for giving us this big opportunity. And after the NEP, the scheme was being revamped, and 5th September 2023, this was relaunched as Malve Mission Teacher Training Center, where both the original HRDCs and the original NMTT centers, not all, but some were selected, and I was in the committee of that constitution of the guidelines, and I'm also taken now for the second phase, where from the next 5-year plan, we are working on how these programs should be made more inclusive and with a better quality. All the programs that the centers conduct, you all should be visiting the MMTTC portal regularly. There are various programs. There are, apart from the faculty induction program, NEP, refresher course, there are also nurturing future leadership program, the STEM programs, the AI programs, to name a few. And this phase, if you look at how the NEP recommendations are being translated, and the aim is to improve the quality of teaching at all levels and in all domains. So different centers have different expertise. They are focusing on programs in different way. To focus on equity and inclusion in higher education and promote online and digital education. Ensure equitable use of technology, promote Indian language and culture, develop basic infrastructure facilities, create awareness about gender sensitization, include vocational education in the curriculum, develop leadership and management skills, create a pool of mentors and pedagogic experts, and promote research and multidisciplinary education. So the vision of this Malve Mission Teacher Training Program, under which these UGC-MMTTs are functioning, is to build competencies in the faculty for better teaching, learning, and research by exposing them to Indian values, updating knowledge and skills, and aligning teaching learning, and research with the needs of the society and NEP 2020. So this vision actually says it all, and all the programs are now directed towards to meet these aspirational vision, which are also the intents in our policy document NEP 2020. So the MMTTC's main mandate is to conduct these programs, which is FIP, FDP, short-term program, refresher courses, and this NEP sensitization and orientation program. And let me tell you, this will not be conducted after September. So this is the only opportunity till September. And this is a master program where the teachers get oriented towards various modules, and then they can introspect and see, okay, which is the area where I'm already comfortable, and what are the things that I will be looking for more greater depth of learning, and then they can join the FDPs or refresher courses happening in those areas. In the financial year 24-25 and 25-26, I'm happy to share our center has been number one in terms of the number of programs and the number of participants which have been. And it is also rated the only good center with the other rating going into average, poor, and very poor. And the reach is pan-India. It's not that we are a Delhi center, so the participants belong from only Delhi or nearby areas. We try to touch each and every part of the country, and in that we are looking forward to support from all the collaborating institutions. It cannot be possible without your support. The NEP orientation and sensitization program will be having these 10 modules. And as I told you, in 8 days, there will be 2 sessions each. And we'll try to cover these and will reduce the overlap. So some modules you will see 1 session, some you will find 2 or 3 sessions also, but it will be covering the main themes of these particular modules as per the mandate given to each center. At this juncture, I will request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Bhuta Singh Sidhu sir, from Shobit University, to please give his remarks and blessing to this program. So welcome, sir, and over to you, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all that. First of all, I really extend a great congratulations to you as a director of this Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center that has got so many distinctions when we are organizing different types of programs. So really appreciate even you are hard working for that. So good evening to all the distinguished dignitaries, respected all faculty members, resource persons, and the director of the other collaborating institute, and dear participants. Even it is a great pleasure for me, even for a Shobit University, to address this very august gathering during the inauguration of this orientation and sensitization workshop on the National Education Policy 2022. Of course, really, we all know that NEP 2020 is a very visionary step toward transforming Indian education system into a more holistic, multidisciplinary, flexible, and skill-oriented, aligned with global standards and national aspirations. The successful implementation of this national education policy depends upon the awareness, our preparedness, and commitment of our faculty and institutions. The workshops like this we are organizing today are very important, very significant for understanding the policy framework and translating it into a meaningful academic practices. Such workshops, such type of faculty development programs, activities become more significant in view of largest education system of India, and even when our students are graduates serving at global level. In our higher education system, if we just see the statistics, just see the data, in a single day, even more than 5,000 students registered for higher education, and 9 new institutions in a single day came up in our higher education system. We have more than 70,000 higher education institutions at the moment, and our enrollment ratio is also around 40 millions, that is around 4 crores, with our gross enrollment ratio presently at around 29%. It may be 29 to in between 30. So which, as per, if we talk about as per our national education policy, so it has to be increased up to 50%. So in view of that, we have to equip our teachers, our gurus, for the quality education delivery to our learners, to our students. Even if we see the data, if we see the statistics at world level, it comes out around 900 millions, that is around 90 crore children, those are receiving inadequate education, and to provide them, to serve them with quality and proper education at world level, there is a requirement of around 30 million trained teachers. For their training, we need the trainers around around in between 1 lakh to 3 lakh. So this will add another like significant to the activity which we are organizing today, which we are organizing this 2-week faculty development program. I'm really indebted to UGC-Malviya Mission Training Teacher Training Center and SGTB Khalsa College, New Delhi, for organizing this workshop on this very important topic, and extending collaboration with Soviet University, Gango, to organize the event. Wish for long-lasting ties and collaborations in future too. It may not, because we are collaborating not only for this single activity, but wish that we will continuously go our miles to organize such type of collaborative events, collaborative events. It is really a great efforts of the organizing team, as Professor Guru Mahinder Singh, Principal, and Professor Bimal Ra, Director, UGC-Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center, to organizing this workshop in this way. Even I have just come to know about how hardly you are working and how smoothly with quality you are pursuing the activities at this Malviya Mission Teacher Training Center. Team members, Professor Somprav Dubey and Professor Shobnik Saha at Soviet University, associated with the workshop, are also a very dedicated and committed team to support for this workshop assigned from the Soviet University. They will remain available on the disposal of organizing team for the smooth conduct of the workshop, as and for any activity, any sport assigned to them. I'm sure that this 2-week online workshop will provide the great learning and skills, and will leave a great learning impression for the delegates, and to equip our delegates for the implementation of our national education policy in its true spirit, through which we are going now for its implementation. I extend my best wishes to all participants for fruitful deliberations and learning. With these words, I extend my gratitude to the organizers for extending this honor and this privilege, and wish a great success for the event. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you
Thank
so much, sir, for your inaugural address. And you rightly said the gross enrollment ratio, we are actually lagging behind. As per NEP, we have to be going to 50% by 2035. So unless or until we have multiple modes of teaching learning, we cannot go into that. And our classrooms have to be making a balance of, in this light of massification, the quality and access and equity all should be going hand in hand. So looking forward to more such collaboration with you. And we are starting 1 month online program, which is our master program, faculty induction program. So maybe you can send some of the colleagues, both these institutions and all those who are joining on the individual mode. Do spread a word. I'll request my team to share the brochure. And there also we have limited seats, but we are looking forward to at least 10 participants coming from each of our collaborators. So thank you so much for your remarks. And
you. You're welcome for any of such
thank
activities,
you.
and even we will depute our participants also.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And now I'll be requesting Dr. Jay Chadda ji, a director and principal of Katni Arts and Commerce College from Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, to please give the inaugural remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Khalsa College, Delhi, मालवी मिशन टीचिंग ट्रेनिंग सेंटर, इन सबको बहुत बहुत थैंक्स कि उन्होंने हमारे कॉलेज के कोलैबोरेशन में फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम का जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन किया। आप सबको मैं हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं, जितने हमारे पार्टिसिपेशंस हैं उन सबको। ये मान के चलते हैं कि फैकल्टी डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम से टीचर में जरूर उनके शिक्षण कौशल में सुधार तो आता ही है, साथ ही साथ उनको न्यू नवाचार जो होते हैं, अनुसंधान, रिसर्च, इन सब के बारे में जानकारी मिलेगी और एजुकेशन में जो भी चेंज आ रहे हैं उन सब के बारे में उनको जानकारी मिलेगी और जितने भी टेक्निकल चीजें नई एजुकेशन में आ रही हैं वो उन सबको हम टीचर्स को मिलेंगी। मैं इस प्रोग्राम की सफलता की आप सबको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। थैंक यू।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर आपका ज्वाइन करने का और आपके टीचर्स को यहाँ हमारे पास ऑनलाइन माध्यम से भेजने का। और हमारी कमिटमेंट है कि हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन के थ्रू वी विल बी ट्राइंग टू गिव देम ओरिएंटेशन, बिकॉज जैसे मैंने बताया ये ओरिएंटेशन है, उनको पूरा एक रुझान देगा कि एनईपी में क्या बदलाव चाहिए। लेकिन एनईपी के बदलाव में उन्हें खुद में भी बदलाव लाना है, टेक्नोलॉजी भी सीखनी है और नई
वही
पैडागॉजी
मैडम,
सीखनी है।
वो सब चीजें सीखनी है और टीचर एक ऐसा है जो सिखाता और हमेशा सीखता है,
हमेशा
तो
सीखता है।
प्रोग्राम से जरूर कुछ सबको फायदा मिलेगा। ऐसी मेरी शुभकामनाएं सबके साथ।
थैंक यू सो मच। और ये एक कंटिन्यूअस चेन है, रिले रेस जैसे होती है। तो जो हमारे यंग टीचर्स यहाँ ज्वाइन किए, आप भी अपने आप को आगे आगे डेवलप करो, जाके आपको भी ये नेक्स्ट जनरेशन ऑफ टीचर्स को संभालना है। सो यू सी, आई एम थैंकफुल टू प्रोफेसर बख्शी सर, प्रोफेसर वेद प्रकाश सर। ये रिटायर हो गए, आराम से अपना बैठ सकते, बट दे आर हेल्पिंग in this noble cause, and I'm grateful to these and all the resource persons who will be helping in this particular program. So let me just share some more information and then I'll begin with my session. So let me share my screen again. So some more information around the conduct of this program. जो ये NEP सेंसिटाइजेशन एंड ओरिएंटेशन प्रोग्राम है, दिस विल बी फ्रॉम 21st to 30th में, लेकिन 8 दिन हमने बताए। सो व्हाट आर दीज 8 days? These 8 days are 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th is Sunday, so we'll keep off. Then 25, 26, 27, 28th we are again keeping off Eid है उस दिन, और 29th and 30th में. So that's how it is designed. And comfortable timing 5 से 8, ना हम छुट्टी ले रहे हैं अपने काम से, ना आप ले, तो साथ में ये इस तरह से डिजाइन किया है। अनलाइक अदर सेंटर्स जहाँ पे दिन में होता है एंड देन ड्यूटी लीव एंड हमारे अदर प्रोफेशनल काम होते हैं, तो थोड़ा सा अपने पर्सनल टाइम में से निकालो अपने कंट्री के लिए। दैट इज माय रिक्वेस्ट एंड आई एम श्योर वी ऑल कैन डू इट। सो The quizzes will be conducted from 10 a.m. till 11 p.m. हाँ, आपको पूरा दिन देंगे Sunday 31st May when the quizzes will be conducted. And for the completion of this program to get the certificate, let me tell you, हमारा center थोड़ा notorious है, सब लोग पास नहीं होते हैं. So there are 3 important parameters and all of them should be satisfied. Attendance and participation. Attendance automatic होगी Zoom पे. Don't think that you just fill the feedback form तो आपकी attendance हो गई. Throughout, as admin, we can take out the attendance minute to minute. उसमें कई बार internet fluctuation होती है. We'll look into those part. And around 80% presence is what we see overall, ignoring the fluctuation, which we can come to know कि पूरा log out हुआ है या fluctuation से, let me tell you. So that will be, along with that, the feedback of every session will be given to you, where the 3 takeaways have to be mentioned, and we will be doing analysis of that as well. Apart from this, there will be 2 quizzes. As I told you, they will be conducted at the end on the Sunday. So you can attempt these, and overall marks 100, out of which the qualifying marks are 50. As decided by our committee to formulate these guidelines, the vision was that we want everyone, whether it is a very senior one, those who are heads, deans, even vice chancellors, they should be attending these programs. And there was deliberately no marks mentioned on this template of the certificate. But the certificate will be issued only when it is qualifying marks 50 are achieved, and it itself is a requirement for the CAS FDP. So this is going to be equivalent to 1 week FDP for your promotional requirement if you are requiring that for any stage of promotion. And as I told you, attendance will be with June. So please be vigilant. A slight variation if the internet connectivity, but we look forward to majority of you at majority of the time joining in video. So please requesting all of you, and my team will be keep on taking screenshots in between as well. This is how the 10 modules will be, but anyhow doesn't matter because it will be on the same day and you can prepare. All the questions will be strictly from the sessions which will be delivering or the documents which any resource person will be sharing with you. The feedback filling is compulsory. So there will be 16 feedback forms. Don't miss any of them. And there will be 1 overall feedback form also that will be for our own overall understanding. You can volunteer to be part of our team also, and also where you want to join our programs where we go into in-depth of any of these sessions. It will help us design meaningful program for our teaching community. This is the template of the certificate that we'll be getting after the successful completion, obviously with your dates. And it is required that for interacting with us and also knowing your other colleagues and for our future programs, you join our WhatsApp group. The link was shared in the mail, but if somehow you have missed and you have joined Zoom directly, you can take this QR code and immediately join in the WhatsApp group. So this is very important. I will request Jyoti and others to keep on sharing this QR code in further sessions as well, so that if they have not joined, you should be there. This is our overall Telegram link where our programs are announced and you can get to know before. But any program you get, let me tell you, just we started an online refresher course which is happening parallelly in the morning time. We announce it in the evening, and next day when we saw around for 100 seats, we already had 150 registration and we had to stop the registration form. So please, if you are really looking forward, be very swift in filling these forms. And when you fill, please attend. It should not be stopping the others who are not able to register in time. So only fill up when you really want to attend. Fine. Before we move further to the proceedings for the session, one disclaimer which I will like to add for all the speakers is any content they are sharing, apart from the obviously the documents are in public domain, but there is a way that every speaker talks about that. So all that content copyright is not with our center. It will be the copyright of the session of the respective speaker, fine. And without a prior written, please don't, now there's a provision you can record the entire thing. You don't, please, you're not allowed to upload on your YouTube channel or any other social media. It cannot be done without the consent of the speaker. So that is something ethically we have to keep in mind. And the other thing is the interest of the center that also goes to the speakers. Speakers, if there is some by chance any wrong information or some insensitive content or something wrong said, it will be the responsibility of the speaker, not the center. And the same thing I will request all my participating colleagues. When you are interacting here, everything is getting recorded. We have to be really sensitive. Don't use any language where we touch upon the sensitivity of our diverse and culturally rich country, neither in terms of religion or economic, social, any parameter. So let us be very ethical. And the same I will request all of you to be taking in your classrooms as well. So with these words, once again, welcome each and everyone. Looking forward to great interactions from all of you. And now over to Dr. Jyoti. Let me get a glass of water. Meanwhile, you take it further.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good evening, all the dignitaries, our distinguished speakers, dear colleagues and participants. We are truly delighted to have Professor Vimal Rao, ma'am, Director of UGC-MMTTC. Let me share my screen first. I'm just sharing. Okay. So she's professor. She is also professor at Department of Chemistry at SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi, and she's the driving force behind numerous successful online faculty development programs and a pioneer in the field of e-learning and ICT enabled education. And if I say she needs no introduction, as her work speaks a lot about her, but I'll read a short profile of ma'am. Ma'am, may I?
But please be brief, dear. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Professor Vimal Rar is a leading woman entrepreneur in the field of e-learning with an experience of more than 30 years, including a decade of experience in the corporate e-learning world. She's amongst the pioneers in implementing ICT in higher education in the country. She has to her credit many research papers, a patent, books, presentations, projects, and invited talks at local, national, and international forums. In the field of e-learning, Professor Rar has made a mark at the national level in various activities such as development of e-content, development of MOOCs, empowerment of teachers in ICT skills, introduction of new teaching methodologies, etc. As a conceptualizer of the innovative Teachers E-Kit, she had made a seminal contribution in designing 4-quadrant format of e-content for EPG Pathshala project of UGC. She has also authored around 400 modules of e-content in 4-quadrant format and developed and run around 20 MOOCs as a principal coordinator cum course coordinator. Under her stewardship, the GAD-TLC, now renamed as the UGC-MMTTC of the Ministry of Education, Government of India, has trained more than 1 lakh teachers across the states since 2016. She has developed e-contents for 89 courses under EPG Pathshala project. Besides, she has also developed more than 50 MOOCs in 4-quadrant formats for SWAYAM platform. She has been the coordinator of National Resource Center of Chemistry of the MHRD, Government of India from 2018 to 2020 for developing ARPIT courses, which proved to be a huge success in terms of both enrollment of teachers and quality of content. In fact, her career was rated amongst the top centers by Ministry of Education. He has been contributing in policy making at the national level through various UGC committees in areas such as online courses regulation, 2018 e-governance, National Academic Depository, approval of courses in open and distant learning, National Educational Alliance in Technology of the AICTE, to the name of few. She has been also serving on the expert committee of MMTTT scheme at UGC for making guidelines for all 116 MMTT centers in the country. Currently, Professor Vimal Rar has been serving as a member of task force for formulating the Karnataka state education policy for online and distant education. Professor Rar has been conferred with various awards like INSA Best Teacher Awards 2020, Edupreneur Award by Ministry of Education, Bahrain, Delhi Ratan Award, Edupreneur Innovator Award, to name a few. She was also felicitated by Shrimati Smriti Zubin Irani, Minister of Education, Government of India, for her pivotal contribution in organizing massive teacher training programs in country. So, ma'am, बहुत short करते हुए भी you have many achievements. So, over to you, ma'am. Now.
Thank you so much, Jyoti. The same challenge I have, how to reduce my profile into line. It's a continuous drop by drop work, I will say, throughout the 3 decades now, more than 3 decades. And I am thankful to Almighty and all my senior mentors, where I have been blessed to be given opportunities, but then I did my best to be doing them with great hard work and dedication. And it is all because of different colleagues like this is happening and going further, including Sarita, Jyoti, and all others who are some present here and some perhaps working in the back end. Thank you so much. What I'm going to do is I will be covering this topic in 3 sessions. So part 1, I'll be introducing it to you, where we'll look into the outcome-based education and also the requirements of national education policy in terms of the quality parameter, which will be impacting directly to us as teachers. So how do we scientifically do a curriculum design? What are the requirements? How can we change our pedagogy with the help of technology, and how our assessments can be reformed? So that will be the focus of my talk, and the other modules also I'll be talking about weaved in, which will be taken in greater depth by other speakers. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. And I have also put up the subtitles in Hindi because I can see there are so many institutions coming from the regions Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, which is our Hindi belt also. So बीच में bilingual भी हो जाऊंगी, चलेगा? Is there a single participant who will not be preferring me to use Hindi medium? You can write, otherwise mix कर लेंगे. Okay, but all the technical terms and all, I'm not so comfortable like my some Hindi colleagues I could see here who have joined, but I will try to do my justice. Fine. So what we are going to see is in this presentation is the series of presentation that when we design the framework of our courses, You may say university बना के हमें दे देती है ready-made, but we should be having a thorough understanding. In the future, you will be leading some institution, isn't it? And it is always a better thing when you understand the overall education system. So under the NEP framework, how our courses have to be designed, restructured. First, we'll look into the very important document, which is National Credit Framework. And then for every course, we have to be designing the curriculum aligned with the outcome-based education. So what is this outcome-based education? We'll try to know more rather than just the NAC documents coming that you have to do the COPO mapping, which mainly becomes a more documentary purpose, but how that can qualitatively affect our classroom delivery and assessment processes. We'll look into that aspect. The moment curriculum you design or it comes to you by some other authorities, doesn't matter. Now you are the king in the classroom. How you deliver those topics, there are different pedagogies, which is the art and science of teachings. So how the teaching learning methodologies can be shifted from teacher-centric to learner-centric? How can we use ICT as empowering tool to us? And how the blended learning can be implemented in the time when these AI tools, machine learning, robotics is a reality. The moment we talk about blended learning, we require digital content. We also require the know-how of e-content because now as institutions, we have to offer online courses, MOOCs, and if not these, at least in every classroom, blended learning is the norm. तो इसके बिना अब आगे quality enhancement नहीं हो पाएगी. Then we'll be looking into assessments. Assessments also have to be changed a great lot in terms of multiple assessment methods to be employed. In the light of earlier, we were having more cognitive domain courses. Now we have psychomotor domain, skill enhancement courses, values, affective domain courses. So how do we do the meaningful assessment? That also needs to be seen. And then as institution, we should be able to do this analysis, which we call as a gap analysis, and the periodic review in the terms of ever-changing needs of the society, the market forces, the employability factor, that we need to go back and again go through this process. So this becomes a continuous role of ours now. Let me take you to some background and try to connect with where Professor Bakshi has given you overview. So you may find some 2-3 slides may be overlapping, but I will try to connect. So education serves its purpose only when it meets the changing needs of the society. And the changes are so very evident now. The changes you can see when we were students and now when we are teachers or those who are more experienced teachers. Before Corona or maybe before 2 decades, there was hardly any use of technology. And now the technology is so much integral. So the shift is clearly evident in education. The shift is also required because we have to prepare the student to work with these machines as per the Industry 5.0. So there is a race going on between education and technology. More and more, better and better technology is evolving, which is being integrated by industry. And unless or until we integrate in our education system, the students will not be able to cope up in the real work environment. So technology has changed the way education is imparted. But let me take you to the teaching, learning, which used to happen without technology. Can we say what we are doing now is better and this was not, or other way around? Definitely not. The different times, the different systems have to be evolved. There was no technology here, but you can notice the skill was there. The interaction between the teacher and learner was more, perhaps, than what we are having right now, which needs to be increased. And one may say, we are having more students in the classroom, and many teachers often complain, why are we having more teachers? And today, VC sir mentioned about that we have to go to 50%. Can it be done by handful of students in front of us? Definitely not. So in this type of era, one may say there was no flaw, but I can relate the Eklavya story. This was not a mass teaching learning system. It was only for a privileged few. राजा महाराजाओं के बच्चे पढ़ते थे यहाँ पे. Others could not afford. And stories like Eklavya put us a question mark कि access और equity साथ थी क्या? Perhaps not. So these classrooms were not for everyone. And as a country, if we have to empower each and every human being, we have just reached around 29%. Developed economies have touched 100%. When will we go to that 100%? And that too in such a massive population country is a big challenge. So please, my humble request to all of you is don't complain, why are we having more students? Rather, we should be adopting methods where we can handle more students. And that's where the SWAYAM type of courses, where something you can relegate to online, don't oppose that. And where you need to interact with more human intervention is what we should be doing. One more thing I will seek your attention on this visual. These gurus were such noble souls who thought that before I leave this world, that's the reality for all of us. Before I leave this world, I should transfer my knowledge, information, skill to the next generation. And that zeal took generation of teachers to publish, generation of scientists, discoverers, innovators to document. And now when you document in the form of research, it should be original. If you're just copying and pasting, that is of no use. So can you look up that what unique thing you have that needs to be documented so that the further generation can take it further. Otherwise, we all would have been still rubbing stones to generate fire. All the innovations happen by the base knowledge that we are disseminating through our education system. So as a teacher, we have to be working hand in hand in a teacher inside us and a researcher inside us. So that's where you will be able to take yourself into better, but do it with ethics. And if you do it with ethics, the same Guru Shishya Parampara, the students will start respecting you. All the things that we are feeling, I think we ourselves also have to improve a great deal in that. So as we went into formal system, because as societies we understood where different religions group came together that we want all our students, kids to be educated. Education is the empowerment of every human being that one can do. So whether it is the institutions near the churches, gurdwaras, or masjids as madrasas, the Hindu institutions. You see, there are so many institutions which are governed, like mine being a Sikh institution. So the entire society understood the need of educating. And when India became independent, we introduced the right to education type of bills so that we take majority of these kids, if not at higher education, at least the school education, everyone. And those who are not able to reach the midday meal scheme, the uniform scheme, so that the underprivileged section is also taken along with. So the three principles, access, equity, and quality, they have to go hand in hand. Accordingly, the education has to be evolved. As technology came, as teachers, we started integrating. We found some benefit. The LCD projectors with PowerPoint. And this was the era when we were doing the hands-on training. But many senior colleagues I interacted, I will not learn. I'm happy with my talk and chalk. I'll retire with this. And came the Corona pandemic when all this was washed away. There was no option. Everyone had to learn. And this was the time where our center also, with my entire team, we took effort so that because of the ICT and e-learning expertise that we had, we trained teachers not only from sharing the screen to taking them to learning management system, e-content development, video editing, video recording tools, and now to AI tools. But after the Corona is gone, thankfully it is gone. Going back to this system is what we are really looking for. So what we have to prepare is, we have to prepare for the future of classroom, and that is this. How many of you have robots in the classroom? किस किस की क्लास में रॉबर्ट है? मेरे को आंसर चैट में दीजिए, यस और नो करके. आपकी क्लास में रॉबर्ट है? यस या नो? Okay, so you don't have Robert. My next question. So now stop answering the earlier one. My next question is, do you want a robot in your classroom? नहीं चाहिए. क्यों नहीं चाहिए? Can anyone write? Why don't you require a robot? Why no? It will make session less interactive between students. Okay. Will it take our job? Maybe some of us are feeling that way. But I did not say that you are not there and the robot is there. I said, do you want a robot in your classroom? This classroom has both human and the robot teacher. It's the best combo. And let me tell you now the reality. The reality is these smartphones, which all of us and our students are having. These are having search engines and AI tools. So not a physical robot, but robot तो आ गया है हमारी classroom में. We are closing eyes and we are using the same pedagogy the teacher without the robot was using. And we are disseminating information which the students can get within one click. We put our 2-3 hours to make notes और पूरा 1 घंटा लगाएंगे क्लास में उसको लिखने के लिए. And students will not pay any attention because they know ये तो सारी चीजें हमें मिल जाएंगी. And leads to absenteeism in the class. So we have to now change our roles. Identify in your courses what all things can be relegated to technology. How this will save your time and give you more time for engaging with the learners. So the old Guru Shishya technique, less students, teacher interactive, but now with more students also you can be interactive. And that is what is the empowerment of technology which we are talking about. It can be definitely an empowering tool, and that is what we will take you further, how it can be done. But the goals of education remain same. That is to prepare our student into a competent professional. But that is not all. We don't want to prepare engineers with no human touch, no ethical values. They have to be molded into responsible Indian citizen and good human being. So can we look into our curriculum and the classroom interactions where all these three are taken together? And if we look at the competent professional, which Professor Bakshi has highlighted, it is not simply from knowledge, but the 21st century skills and the values, attitudes, entirely which forms the personality. And skills, there will be 2 special sessions detailing on the skills. But in a very brief, I will like to connect the dots. The skills are hard skills which can be learned through training, through courses. There are industry-specific skills, but there are soft skills which require more time. And somehow they are neglected in our education system. This research conducted by Harvard University, Carnegie Foundation, and Stanford Research Center has concluded that 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft skills and people skills, while only 15% of job success comes from technical skills and knowledge, which is hard skills. And unfortunately, throughout the school education, throughout the higher education, the focus is more on the hard skills, even if the skills are in our non-technical conventional institution, the skills were neglected before the NEP. VWOC and MWOC, which other speakers will be detailing that. But for every student, the skill has to be integral part, and that first change in our Indian education system has been done through the framework of NEP. So NEP talks about integration of vocational education in general education as a compulsory part. We will give them option that, okay, you can choose either this skill or this skill. And that's why we offer a bouquet of courses as a choice to the students, and they can take. An equivalence between general education and vocational education, here I will like to mention there are 3 broad verticals of formal education in our country: the school education, the higher education, and parallel you have vocational education. The polytechnic institutions, some structured and some non-structured. There are some non-structured skill training institutions which are giving more employability rather than our general education. And if you like to give an example, a person may have done BTech, but he or she has no hands-on skills to perform. Perhaps the employer will not be looking for that as a preferred intake. On the other hand, there is a student who has learned how to do the hands-on. Now, multinational companies like Google, they are hiring the students who have skills, even if they don't have degrees. And they are getting better packages. But somehow our society, which is evolving now gradually, the feeling that unless or until our kid has done a degree, it is of no use. So why these vocational education students are deprived? Because they are not having a cutoff to go into, but later on, can they do some credits and go there? So that's where the combination vocational education credits will be accepted in general education and vice versa. And there will be horizontal and vertical mobility through the multiple entry, multiple exit options there. So multiple entry, multiple exit option will provide flexibility to the learners where they can exit the system and enter again. They can exit the system from one institution, enter other, either at the same level from general to vocational, vice versa, or up. Till now, the general to vocational multiple entry, multiple exit has not been realized because unless or until we as institutions, why don't we join hands with the vocational education institution? I'll request Shobit University and the Jabalpur Autonomous Institution to locate some partners who can provide you more better skill courses, and you can give credits to them, and your students can go there for one semester or for some particular courses, and those integrations have to be done. But that will be possible once we understand the entire credit framework, which is governed by National Credit Framework. So my next question now to all of you is, have you read this document, National Credit Framework? Yes or no? Accordingly, I will take my session in depth in some or the other areas, because the material that I am encapsulating in my 3 sessions can go till 1 month if I go into detail of this everything. So be honest, accordingly I'll take, otherwise I can skip and give more depth into other areas. Okay, so thanks for the input, Priyanka and others. See, India was lacking, हमारा अपना educational framework नहीं था NEP से पहले. And educational framework provide a uniformity of different, although the students studying in different institutions, but now when we talk about multiple entry, multiple exit, तो कहीं एनुअल मोड चल रहा है, कहीं 2 सेमेस्टर है, कहीं 3 सेमेस्टर है. आप एक ब्रॉडर व्यू से देखो कहाँ का बच्चा दूसरी जगह जाता है, तो वो कैसे अडेप्ट टू नो. So now onwards, everywhere there are 2 semesters. Rather, the policy talks about, and this NCRF document also talks about the credits at school education level. अभी तक roll out नहीं हुए हैं, but gradually they will be. And we have to be understanding these credits, their content, क्या डालें, कितना डालें. So this National Credit Framework is a framework for all the 3 broad segments of formal education, as I told you: the school education, the higher education, and vocational education. So this document, which is in public domain now more than 3 years, please humble request, this is the guiding principle for next at least 20-30 years before the next policy comes. So you should be making a thorough read of this. And it has been prepared by all these 3 regulatory bodies overarching these, and Ministry of Skill, Ministry of Education, both the school education and the higher education component. But this document is now fragmented into 3 documents. One for school education, that is also available. one for vocational education and one for higher education. So the higher education document is called as National Higher Education Qualification Framework, which is NHEQF. This document is available on UGC website and otherwise also in public domain. So please have a look on the final version. इसका एक draft version भी है, which was there in the public domain to get the comments and inputs, and accordingly the final version has been drafted. In order to go into the intents and the guidance on how this implementation has to be done, we have to be imaginative and need-based curricular structures have to be evolved. We cannot go with the same old programs which we have studied as students, which we have been teaching from decades now, that chemistry will only work with physics, maths, or biology. Why not economics? Why not commerce? Why not psychology? And please look at the school education document. After class 10th, the streams, humanities, commerce, and science is getting dissolved. No student will be coming with a label. They have to be taking requisite number of courses from different buckets, and they can make their own unique combination. So we have to be evolving creative combination of subjects and disciplines. And the recognition of learning will be done through credits. Same unit of learning, which is credit. Credit is not a new term to us, but perhaps it will be new to your nearby school education colleagues. So all of you be attentive. I am going to give you some material. Along with these documents, you study in detail, study the school education. You can guide them, do their trainings as resource person. Please prepare that, because so much change happening, the hand-holding is required for all the school education colleagues. So how this learning is recognized with this credit? Credits are associated with credit levels, and if you multiply credit levels with credit, you get credit points. And let me go for the definition of credit given in this document. As per the definition, I could find two definitions to share with you. One definition is credits are a function of achieving the desired learning outcomes for a program or course or training determined by the successful assessment. And I have highlighted two terms here: learning outcomes and successful assessment. This clearly says the credits will have significance only when the learning outcomes we have mentioned are successfully assessed. So assessment and learning outcomes, which we will be ensuring through the teaching learning methods, are to be hand in hand. And that is what is the starting of the outcome-based education, where we are duty-bound now to do the CUPO mappings, which will ensure this is being done. It should not be just हवा में हाँ भाई हम कर रहे हैं. So every question, every activity, the COs and POs have to be marked, and we'll go slightly in more detail in my next session when we go into how this can be implemented. The other definition given is that credit is a recognition that a learner has completed a prior course of learning corresponding to a qualification at a given level. So when the student comes with that credit certificate or a degree with you, you know, okay, the student has attained these many requisite credit and can now go from this level to this level. So the multiple entry, multiple exit provision can be fulfilled. And now we are also talking about the nano credits and the micro credits, where the student, rather than 1 credit, sometime he or she may earn 0.5 credit, 0.2 credit, and all these accumulated on the Academic Bank of Credit portal, he or she can encash towards the degree. So wait and see. So much changes will happen, but we all as institutions have to be understanding and preparing towards all these changes. These levels, I am sure you must be aware. So right from the class 5, the level 1 is fixed there. So in school education, you have level 1, 2, 4. And then from level 4.5 to 8, we are having it in the higher education. So there are 8 levels in general education. Skill levels are defined and fixed by National Skill Qualification Framework. National Skill Qualification Framework has not evolved just after NEP. It was existing, and many industry-related courses were aligned. And there are 37 sector skill council. NESCOM is doing a great job in aligning these. You should have a look at these skill courses also. So there are proper skill courses as per the requirement of industry and also with proper assessment frameworks. There were 10 levels before NEP 2020. They also have reworked the levels, and now after NEP 2020, they have also converted into 8 levels. So now you see the 8 levels of general credit and parallelly the 8 levels of National Skill Qualification Framework. The students can go from similar level to the similar level, from general to education, vocational, and vice versa. And they can go from one level to the next level in the vertical generally as well. So that's where the multiple entry, multiple exit provision in terms of integrating all institutions will also happen. The vertical mobility from school education to higher education, it is happening. But the vocational education we have not done, and it is now possible after the this entire framework. The next question comes, there are so many subjects, so many courses that we offer, so many programs. How do we define how much learning should be done to give 1 credit, 2 credits, 3 credits? And for higher education, every year the student should be earning at least 40 credits, that is 20 credits minimum per semester. But it will not mean that only 20. As an institution, you can offer 22, 24 and all. But minimum is 20. And the student can also earn more credits in a particular semester than other semester. So all those flexibilities which are already existing at some of the best performing global institutions, where many times in the school itself, class 11, 12, they will be earning the requisite credits so that they don't have to do even a first year. So although, but provided it has to be in the related subject, and accordingly they will float, which is also being discussed right now, that in maths, can we have 2 types of maths? The basic level and the advanced level, so that the students who want to pursue maths further in their undergraduate and postgraduate, they can accordingly choose, or those who don't want to, they will, but minimum that type of thing will also be available to them. So credits all of you are using, can you give me answer how much learning in terms of number of hours we should be assigning to 1 credit? You are having some courses 2 credits, some 4 credit. So can you work it out for 1 credit? How many hours the student should be learning? "15 hours, Holistica. Apurva, 1 credit, 3 hours. 1 credit 15 hours per week. Okay. No, but 4 credit equal to what? That will be defining how many periods or classes we put in a week, isn't it? So how do you formulate that? We should be having a clear understanding. The answer is varying, but let us see. And now that has to be taken care when you decide the frameworks. As per this document, NCRF, 1 credit is equal to 30 notional learning hours. Now there is a variation. Don't worry, not every one of you is wrong. Let us see. Try to understand in more elaborate way. For general education, when we are saying 30 notional learning hours, they are learning hours from the student point of view, and that too an average, because some will be fast learners, some will be slow learners, obviously. But in institutions, as teachers, so the teaching hours, how they will align with the learning hours, let's try to understand that part. So if it is a theory course, 1 credit, 15 hours we will be putting in institutions. Right now, I'm not talking about pedagogy, but whatever method we use, student is learning something new throughout the class. So 15 घंटे तो उसके वहां हो गए, तो but requirement क्या है 30 की? But theory course will also require self-learning. And for self-learning, कितने घंटे बचे? 30 में से 15 यहाँ चले गए, 15. So 15 hours of self-learning and 15 hours of classroom teaching. But how do we get this magical 15? Why not 20? Because there are 15 semesters, 15 weeks in a semester in average. So every week, if you put 1 hour class, so you cannot have now periods which are 1.5 hours or 2 hours, or every class will be counted strictly of 1 hour. In annual mode, we used to have 50 minutes period, somewhere 1.5. So don't go into. So everywhere 1 hour class. 1 hour automatically will take care of this thing that you put for a theory 1 class per week. But it will involve equal amount of self-learning. तो अगर अब आपने सिलेबस में इतना कंटेंट डाल दिया है जो आपका 15 घंटे में नहीं होता है, and you are taking extra classes to complete, your curriculum is not well designed. आपने तो किसी तरह से काम कर दिया, हो गया भाई सिलेबस खत्म, लर्निंग आउटकम आए या नहीं आए, बट स्टूडेंट इज जगलिंग नाउ, उसको 15 घंटे नहीं, उसको 30, 40, 50 घंटे लग रहे हैं. That is also not a well designed curriculum. मैं अभी फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री मैथ्स की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, सब सब्जेक्ट्स पे लागू होगा ये. तो क्या आपको लगता है हमारा कंटेंट वॉल्यूमिनस है सिलेबस? Definitely. Majority of the cases we need to reduce. और पेडागोजी की तो अभी बात ही नहीं की है, अभी तो हम सिर्फ वन वे अपना टाइम लगा रहे हैं. बच्चों को एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग एक्टिविटी दोगे तो उसमें भी टाइम लगेगा. That is not factored into. And then we take practicals. प्रैक्टिकल में प्रैक्टिकल घर में तो हो नहीं सकता, very rarely. As institution, we are duty bound to provide the required material, चाहे वो केमिकल्स हो, चाहे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हो, बायोलॉजिकल स्पेसिमेंट्स हो, सॉफ्टवेयर्स हो, जैसे लैंग्वेज लैब में, whatever, computers. So all the practicals learning has to be done inside the institution. तो 30 hours learning बच्चे की करने के लिए आपको 1 क्रेडिट की 2 क्लासेस पर वीक लगानी होगी. So all 30 hours inside the institution. Are you getting it? There is no self-learning required. It cannot be done. This is the practical aspect. And now we have some papers of experiential learning coming. We'll have industry, field visits. There, it is more time will be consumed, but less learning will happen. तो 30 notional learning को achieve करने के लिए 40 से 45 घंटे लगेंगे. And that is why this situation that for experiential learning, if you sign MOA with some industry, तो ये नहीं कि 2 ट्रिप लगाया और आपने 20 क्रेडिट दे दिए. You have to really justify it as per these learning hours. What all inside should be there? Curricular, अभी तक सिर्फ हम करिकुलर की बात करते थे. Can there be co-curricular activities? Yes, which strengthen the curricular objectives, and extracurricular also. Extracurricular ऐसा नहीं कि पहले नहीं था. When we were in school days, I recall SUPW, some useful productive work. We were never given marks. We were just given good, very good, okay. And now you see around you, every class of that, whether it is pickle making or kerosia or anything else, you have medium and small industry and some very, very big companies evolving around just that type of. We undervalued the different type of, and we just focused more on the curricular. So now what all can be there is the curricular as well as co-curricular as well as extracurricular. Like for example, experiential learning activities, relevant experience, proficiency at different professional levels, performing arts, fine arts, music, handicraft, debate, discussion, story writing, recitation, celebration of festivals, self-defense classes, value education classes, career counseling, competitions like hackathons, sports, games, physical activity, yoga, life skill-based education, environmental sensitivity, etiquettes, constitutional values, social or community work. Yes, you can evolve courses where the students go into community, teach adults, do work which are environment related, do work which is creating awareness like in community health services, cancer awareness. We are doing one program with the Indian Cancer Society where teachers work with their students and those type of awareness. So we do get internship certificate, but the credit can be given only by institution. So you can use that provision as well. I'm just giving you some ideas. Field visits, projects, industry attachment, and internship and apprenticeship hours is now becoming a compulsory part of these, because that's where the real work environment, so many things associated with the communication with peers, with seniors, accountability, doing work at time, which are not, they are not trained in the routine classroom setup, and also learning through online courses like SWAYAM or SWAYAM Plus, and we'll be focusing in detail about these online as well. So the idea is, with all the combination of academic access, skill access, and experiential learning, we will be able to prepare the student in a holistic manner. So this becomes an introduction, and I stop here. Any questions you have, and I'll continue this journey with all of you in my next session. So thank you, everyone, and over to Dr. Jyoti or whoever is there to take the questions.
Ma'am, Prerna will take up the session now.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for delivering such an insightful and thought-provoking session. Your valuable ideas on effective curriculum design, innovating teaching learning practices, and meaningful assessment strategies have greatly enhanced our understanding. Your examples, experiences, and clear explanation has made this session highly enriching for all of us. Ma'am, you have reminded us that great teaching is not just delivering the content, but it is about creating a great experience where students actually want to learn and feel included. Thank you so much, ma'am. I really appreciate, ma'am, the way you have conducted this session. I was, although it was online, but I was feeling like I'm sitting in your class. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Any questions? कोई क्वेश्चन इंटरेक्ट आपको हिंदी में पूछना है, हिंदी में पूछो. थोड़ा पंजाबी भी समझ जाऊंगी, लेकिन उसके अलावा मेरी लिमिटेशन है. सॉरी, मैंने और लैंग्वेजेस लर्न नहीं की. आई शुड हैव डन दैट. सो एनी क्वेश्चंस, प्लीज फील फ्री टू आस्क.
Ma'am, good evening.
हाँ, गुड इवनिंग अपूर्व.
Apurva Gautam here from, I'm talking from Jharkhand, but it was my second session with you. I've attended a session. My elder sister is there. She's as an associate professor in Allahabad University.
Okay.
So she was attending your 3-4 sessions. She has only passing out my this information that this time you should also do this course from ma'am, Vimal ma'am. Ma'am, Julka sir's class is there or not?
Yeah, we'll have one that, but that will be only trailer. If you want to do detailed hands-on, you should join our refresher courses or FDP.
Okay, ma'am.
If better, Apurva, why don't you tell your institution to join hands? 1st June से हम 1 महीने का faculty induction program कर रहे हैं. So send some of your, that is a master program. आपने अगर 1 महीने का कर लिया ना, it's a guarantee. I can see जो हमारे 2017 में पहला बैच आया था, all those teachers are still in touch with me, and they are doing really fabulous, I'll say.
Okay, ma'am. So it will be online or it will be offline?
ये इस बार वाला ऑनलाइन है, एंड लेट मी टेल यू, सितंबर के बाद FIP ऑनलाइन नहीं होगा. आई एम ऑल्सो द कल्प्रिट इन मेकिंग दोस गाइडलाइंस, बिकॉज एक्चुअली होता क्या है, ऑनलाइन हमारे सेंटर में तो वी मेक इट एंगेजिंग, बट कुछ हमारे में भी टीचर्स आर नॉट पार्टिसिपेटिंग, वो उसने नहीं. तो अगर ऑफलाइन आते हैं, देन वी एंश्योर देट इज अ ग्रेटर पार्टिसिपेशन. तो
Yes, ma'am.
FIP अब आगे से हम सिर्फ फेस टू फेस, एंड आई हैव रिक्वेस्ट, एंड मिनिस्ट्री इज आल्सो टेकिंग दिस फर्दर, दैट स्टे वगैरह भी प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा. सो व्हाई यू टेक आउट टाइम.
We will be coming to meet you in face-to-face interaction.
हाँ, बिल्कुल, we'll be having many residential program, so I'll be looking forward to almost all of you coming.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Apurva. And say my hi to your sister also.
Yes, ma'am. I will be saying she's a very continuous student of yours. She doesn't miss your session. This time she was out of station for some ministry work.
Okay.
So she was unable to attend this session. So she said she has only inspired me to join the session.
नहीं, आप सब स्टूडेंट नहीं हो, आप सब मेरे कोलीग्स हो.
No, ma'am.
Some junior, some senior, and some of the same age.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll definitely pass your message. Thank you.
So any other question from the participants?
Good evening, ma'am.
हाँ, good evening, Dr. Hemant.
मैम, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था कि आपने अभी कहा कि 1 credit equals to 15 hours. 15 hours में हमें अपना completely
थ्योरी के लिए.
थ्योरी के लिए, लेकिन मैम सपोज कि हमारे यहाँ करिकुलम में 5 यूनिट्स इन्होंने इंक्लूड कर रखा है. मैं एज ए केमिस्ट्री के लिए बात कर रहा हूँ. इसमें यूनिट्स में हम चूंकि होल UGC का सिलेबस लेके चलता है अकॉर्डिंग टू CSI और नेट का, तो हम अगर बच्चों को प्रोवाइड करवाते हैं कंटेंट मैटर, तो वो 15 आवर्स में नहीं होता. इट मींस करिकुलम को वापस से रिफ्रेम करना होगा हमें.
बिल्कुल
15 आवर्स में वो कंप्लीट हो सके.
Yeah, I strongly agree with you, Dr. Hemant. I am also in the same boat. देखिए, जब that is why this orientation program, आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, आप अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन के बाकी सारे टीचर्स को लेके, और स्पेशली ऑल द ऑटोनोमस इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड ऑल द यूनिवर्सिटीज हु कैन मेक द चेंज. होता क्या है, हम में से कुछ टीचर्स कमिटी ऑफ कोर्सेज में होते हैं, तो एक को समझ है कि इस तरह से करना चाहिए, बाकियों को नहीं है. अब मेजॉरिटी बोलेगी नहीं जी, हम तो यही रखेंगे, तो आप क्या करोगे? So the change will happen only when majority of us, इसीलिए mandate था ये प्रोग्राम का कि 15 लाख ऑल हायर एजुकेशन टीचर्स अगर इस एक समझ पे आ जाए तभी तो चेंज होगा ना। नहीं तो
Yes,
होगा
ma'am.
डॉक्टर हेमंत बोलेंगे ये टॉपिक हटा दो, ये तो आउटडेटेड हो गया। जो हम हेमंत, आई थिंक यूल एग्री बिकॉज वी आर फ्रॉम सेम सब्जेक्ट, क्लास 11th 12th के कितने टॉपिक्स हम अंडर ग्रेजुएट के फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर में दोबारा पढ़ाते हैं और
Yes,
हम
ma'am.
उसकी जस्टिफिकेशन ये देते हैं कि स्कूल वालों ने ढंग से नहीं पढ़ाया तो इसीलिए अब हम दोबारा पढ़ाएंगे। और पीजी वाले ये बोलते हैं कि अंडर ग्रेजुएट वालों ने नहीं पढ़ाया तो अब हम पढ़ाएंगे। अरे भाई, बार बार पढ़ा रहे हो, कंटिन्यू में है उसकी, तो आप फिर एबीसीडी से स्टार्ट करो ना हेमंत। आप
Yes,
क्यों
ma'am.
11 12 से स्टार्ट कर रहे हो? करो शुरू एबीसीडी से करो बच्चे। सी वी हैव टू accept the sanctity of the earlier levels and the teachers and the learners should be doing that in a proper way। तो उसको आप as a bridge course, as a remedial classes आप ले सकते हो, उसको main evaluative के अंदर नहीं ला सकते हो। That is injustice to those who are already knowing that,
Okay.
isn't it? तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। In the next session we'll discuss around that. Good that you brought this.
And my another question, ma'am, मैंने एक बार ज्वाइन किया था MMTC जो सेंटर है आपका, रिफ्रेशर कोर्स ऑन केमिस्ट्री, 12 वर्किंग डेज का था, लेकिन किसी वजह से मेरे ओपन हार्ट सर्जरी हुआ था, इस वजह से मैं उसमें कंटिन्यूअस नहीं रह पाया था। तो मैम थोड़ा सा हमें इंफॉर्मेशन दे सकते हैं कि सेंटर के द्वारा ऑनलाइन रिफ्रेशर कोर्स जो केमिस्ट्री में है वो ऑर्गेनाइज किया जाएगा या नहीं किया जाएगा?
देखते हैं अभी हाउ थिंग्स अनफोल्ड। केमिस्ट्री का इस बार मेरा प्लान है, आई एम प्रेफरिंग रेजिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम, लेट अस सी हाउ इट गोस। तो आप हेमंत इधर आओ, हाँ, एंड स्टे so that and I hope you are doing better in your after the post surgery. Fine, wishing you all the best for that, right? और होगा ऑनलाइन तो जुड़े रहो इस and every WhatsApp group, if you don't leave we send the information.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? चलो प्रेरणा, आज का क्या करें आज? anyhow it is long now because of the inaugural also added.
Okay,
Right.
ma'am. Okay. So thank you, everyone. So we'll be meeting tomorrow, same time, 5 o'clock. Looking forward to the lectures by our eminent speakers. So thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
conclude it here. Thank you.
And please take a healthy dinner with your family, या जहाँ पे भी अगर बाहर हैं तो फ्रेंड्स या अकेले भी, but take healthy things and we'll meet tomorrow and take smile inside your classrooms. आजकल तो एग्जाम चल रहे होंगे, बट एग्जाम के में से भी इन्विजिलेशन में भी बच्चे पहले ही टेंस होते हैं, so wear your smile. That is always important in the classroom. I can see already Apurva and so many others having a lovely smile. Thank you so much. Bye-bye and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.